First step is to remove the Enpak power from the batteries on this vehicle. It will be here. Make sure that there is not anything connected to the other battery if it's a diesel. It's disconnecting the power lines. You can also disconnect the circuit breaker. The hydraulic reservoir ball valve shut off needs to be turned. You'll want to make sure that the air is bled out of the air system, so you can release the moisture drain. Make sure that that is open, or open the air reel. Make sure the gauge shows 0. Okay, this guarding needs to come off with the bolts here, here, and back here. The next step is disconnecting the power lines, so remove these 2 bolts from that panel. The back of that panel does have labeling as far as what post is what. Be sure to disconnect and reconnect exactly how you found it. Once those are disconnected, take the cap off the joints, and this is a ferrule style, so you'll take that screw out to disconnect. When complete with the AC wiring, you can pull that out the bottom, and then you'll be left with 1 ring terminal up inside. That wire actually goes up to that extra circuit breaker, and the other side is bare that feeds that wire nut. Next is to disconnect the main lugs for the battery and the jump start, and then those can be pulled down through. After that, we will remove the air line that comes down and feeds under, and then the lines will disconnect for the fuel. So that air hose line gets pulled all the way back down through. The line from the pump gets capped off. And the fuel lines that were disconnected were here and here, and then that gets pulled down as well. To disconnect the main pump pressure line, also plug those off. It's often easier to turn that fitting so it's pointed up before capping it. Slows the oil that's lost out. You can see the white absorbing oil as paper as well. Once the main 4 bolts on this side, 2 on the other side are disconnected, the lifting lug is beside the filter, so it's a balance point for overhead lifting. The Deutsch connectors need to come out of the end from the 6-pin connector and the connector that goes to the display in the compartment. Once the Enpak is lifted up, access is easier there, and then you can gain access to the suction line as well.